Skyrocketing premiums, companies going belly up, and people across the area caught in the middle as the state's homeowners insurance market enters what some are calling a free fall. So what is the state doing about this? As 9 Investigates' Christopher Heath shows us, not much.
For the last several years, Florida's housing market has been going in one direction and one direction only, up. But home prices aren't the only thing increasing across the state.
We just received a notice that it had increased over $200.
Homeowner Chuck O'Neill is, like so many other Floridians, facing an insurance premium increase of 25%. And he's one of the lucky ones. Some residents are getting letters like this, a notice of non-renewal, while others are watching their insurance carriers be declared insolvent. In February, Orlando-based St. John's, the 8th largest homeowners insurance carrier in the state, entered receivership. Days later, Tampa-based Avatar lost its financial rating and could be liquidated. Meanwhile, Citizens Property Insurance, the state-backed insurer of last resort, has been forced to take on thousands more policies, seeing its numbers jump by about 5,000 new policies a week.
This is a real problem.
It's a huge problem.
Nancy Dominguez is the managing director for the Florida Association of Public Insurance Adjusters. She notes not only are policies becoming more expensive, but many companies are also trimming back or capping benefits.
Most policyholders won't find out about it until they have a claim.
So what's the state doing about this? The answer: not much. A Senate plan to reduce roof claims and limit costly litigation died, leaving homeowners across the state staring at rising costs, lower benefits, and hoping their carrier stays in business. Lawmakers in both parties agree this is a problem that is only going to get worse, leading many to speculate that the Florida legislature will be called back into a special session before the end of the summer. Reporting in Orlando, Christopher Heath, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And we want to show you just how fast the demand for Citizens insurance policies is growing. The latest numbers show it neared 800,000 total policies by the end of last month. That is up from around 776,000 policies at the end of January. It's also significantly higher than the approximately 443,000 policies in February of 2020.
I was not renewed with our policy. We had to go shopping elsewhere.